Welcome to Trading Lounge and the S&P 500 for the 12th of November. I want to start on the hourly chart, then go to the tick chart here. So this particular pattern, we've counted all the way up and we've got 5 waves here. And we'll look at the bigger picture on the 4-hour because I've got 2 bullish counts that we can look at. But just to focus on this here for a moment, on the cash market, we can count this down as wave 1 to this point. Using this chart here on a tick chart, I look at this and I get wave 1 to this point here. But we'll stay with the cash market for the hourly chart, and we'll look at this as wave 1 down here. But realistically, we're in a bullish market, so we have to be very careful. So this can also be wave A here, and then we've got our little ABC here for wave 2 or wave B. And so that means that the move down through here can be wave C here as an A and a B and a C wave here, and then we can just go straight up from this point. The other way to count this on the bearish side, if we've got wave 1 here and wave 2 here, then we can look at this as wave 1 of one smaller degree and wave 2 here, and then we would be looking at wave 3 moving down lower into this space here. We don't want wave 2 going very much higher than it is. In fact, we wouldn't want it going any higher than the 3090 here. If I can find that. Anyway, near enough. Yeah, so obviously there will be some sort of resistance on a trend line coming through here as well, and so on and so on. So that's where we're left with. So very shortly, we're going to know if we're going to be bearish or bullish, because if we're going to be bullish, then we'll be looking at this as 1 and 2 here, and we'll need to see 3 and 4 and 5 here. So that means it would be going higher at that point. In fact, what we'd be looking at this point would be, if I can just move over here, the classic trading levels pattern is the arrival here, the reaction here in 3 waves, and then the first high above the level in 5 waves. So we'll just take it to 310, could go higher, and then we'll see an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave coming back into this space. And at that point there, that's where it can go higher, but it's that point there that we'll be going long as well. And we may be able to get a better picture of going through this way here as well for that. So this is a classic trading levels pattern, and where we are in the classic trading levels pattern with this low here, or this little move up here, is just here. So the low and just here. So we would need to see that first. And then we'll get a correction, and then we can go in from that point. So that's what will be on the long side. So we have to just pretty much hold through that. But on the short side here, and we'll go into the tick chart and look at all this in a moment, we had this low here as our catalyst for our trigger. We can bring it up to this little area here now under this low here. We could probably even bring it up under here. So, but I'll leave that for you. So this, if it was going to go lower here, it would come down, bounce, it would come down here in 5 waves, bounce off that, and then come through and then retest it, and then you can go from that point there. So you could get it lower at that point. I mean, sure, you could sell it here, but we don't know that. We don't have enough. This is not enough. This is just not enough evidence to bring us on the short side just yet for this here. We need one of these breached here. So on the tick chart, let's have a little look at that. So on the tick chart here, we're just using, this was my count using this down here, but we'll just put this down here for wave 1 here because it's okay on the cash market like that, but I won't go into all of that. We did that yesterday. We were looking for a move back up to the 50-60% retracement level area. I think it went a bit higher, and then the move down through here, and then we're looking for as wave 1 or wave C, and then we're looking for we can see a little 5 waves here, so we can look at that as an A and a B and a C wave. Probably not quite finished here just yet. I need to go to a 20 tick chart and work that out. But that's the 61.8% retracement level here, and it's moved through that. So this could also be a wave 3 that's not finished. So this could be some sort of little 1 and 2 in here, 3 here, 4 here, and one more little move up into here. That's okay for this wave C of 2 here, by the way, but we don't want that getting the support there for the bearish side of things. If that becomes the support, breaching this trend line through here, and also this large number here of 90, and finding support there with a classic trading levels pattern, then the market's definitely going higher from that point. Technically, we could also short this through this low here, actually. So when I talked about the 80 in here, well, technically, if this low here gets breached, or even if the market comes down close to it, we could say that it's going to be breached. So we could even go to this point here. So that's number 3 there, not so much the 3,000, but the 83. So that we'll see a bounce off it. So we could also go to, I'm just working through this with you, that's all. So we could also go to the closest largest number here, the 85 here, and if that became the retested resistance, then we could short from that point. You can't short it on it. I can't draw on this side, I have to go over this side. So it comes down, bounces off it, goes through it, and then you get that first low here. So you can go from that point. If that under that first low there, if that's breached, you can look to build in a position there. So yeah, so that's cool at that point. Anyway, so yeah, that's as close as I can get it without being silly. So so that will get support there. So that's the bearish side of things. So we know we can build in on 3085 here, and we can build in on that will be the confirmation of that point. So only do a small trade here, because that could be 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 coming back here and then moving up here too. So a small position there, but this B wave being broken here, based on this current structure here, it can go to 90 and come back and break that, and then we're on the short side from that point, and also the 80 and also this low here. So it gives you an opportunity to build in on the short side. On the long side here, this can be counted as an A and a B and a C wave to this point, and we can go straight up from here. So that's what we talked about here. So I just want to go over two long trades here in bullish counts rather. So as I mentioned, we can be viewed as an A and a B and a C wave to this particular point here, and if the 90 gets support here, then or let's just say takes out that top there, then we're going to be in a bullish count, and in that bullish count we'd be looking for a classic trading levels pattern. So that would be up to somewhere up into here, and then we would see another larger correction come down and check this support here again, because really group 2 here, as I've mentioned before, when we're working with a large number like the 100 here, then we can work at group 1, subgroup 1 above, and subgroup 2 below 65, 72 and 80. And while the market's in this space here, it belongs to this number here. It's only when the 30 up here gets tested support here that will be going higher from that point, and when this group 2 here becomes the resistance, then we'll be going down from that point. Sometimes we can get an early signal at the, rather than the 65, at the 72, but it needs to become the retested resistance, not just a spike down like that, then going back up, a spike down and going back up. It needs to spike down, go back up and take the low out, and then we're pretty much right from there. So yeah, this market at the moment is in a bullish trend, and it's still it's working with this number here, but this number here has got group 2 as its support, and this market is still supported within group 2, subgroup 2. So yeah, it's, you know, it's only when it gets out of that that we, you know, can look to get a trend such. So on the bullish side, I mean, in this stage, what we have been doing over the last weeks and whatever is counting 5 waves up, and we got those 5 waves here. But now I just want to have a look at the bigger picture. So there's 2 ways we can look at the bigger picture. One is kind of similar to the banks, and this would be it here. So we've got wave 1 here and wave 2 here, and then I've counted this differently here with 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here and 5 to this point here, and wave 2 here, and then wave 1 and 2 and 5 waves up for 3 here and 4 here and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. This would leave the market with wave 4 here. At the 38.2% retracement, so it's down here a little bit, but this it may just come to this point here. Well, that may even be it just in here with this A, B, and C here, or we may have this as wave 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4 and 5 coming down here, and then going up. So that's another issue that we need to deal with. But this is a probable count here with this. So. With wave 4 and wave 5 moving up here, so that classic trading levels pattern across here as a larger wave 4, 3 and 4 here. Look, it's possible. I've gone over it and it seems to fit okay, so I know I'm presenting it, and that's all. So the other count here, of course, on the daily chart here is what we've got on our charts is yeah, well, I've got this as wave 1, an A and a B and a C, the same as the banks here, and then having this as 1 and 2 here, and then the 5 waves up we've been counting, it's possible to have them at this as wave 1 here, and the 50-60% retracement levels down here at wave 2, but it's probably better to have it sitting on the 3,000 here. So if this is the case, this is where we'll be coming down to, would be breaking this previous wave 4 lows here, and would come further down into this space here. So all of these are on the cards, and we just need to move with the evidence and just go step by step. I know it's tough, but I have to look at all the possibilities and then reduce them, eliminate them one by one. So we know that at this stage, all we know at this stage, the market has reached number 1 here, 3,100. We know 1 is the strongest number in the market, so we know that we'll get a correction. We know it's being supported by Group 2. If Group 2 fails to hold the market, then we're going to be coming down further. If Group 2 supports the market, then we're going to have one little high here, and that will be that wave 3, and then we'll have wave 4 here, and then we're going to be going up again from that point. So it's just something that we need to work through. So a little bit of patience. We're not going to get a trend in this area here unless it breaks lower here. And if it goes up, it's not going to go very far. It's just going to roll back over there. Alrighty, I'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.